want you to think about something real quick. Tell me one thing in your life that is great that came as a result of being comfortable. Because everywhere I look, everybody's doing everything they can to be more comfortable. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all the great things in my life have all come from a place of being uncomfortable. Understand that when you're trying to avoid the pain, when you're trying to avoid the struggle, when you're trying to avoid the hard things in life, you are actively choosing to be average. And you are actively choosing to move further away from what you want in life. Because that hardship and that pain and that struggle and that frustration, they give you the skills that will forge you into a motherfucking champion.
I asked him, I said, if it was some younger people in the exact business that you started and they asked your advice on what should they do to build something similar to what you all have built here, what advice would you give them? And he said, well, I would tell them, do things the right way, treat people right. And he said, I would tell them work, work your tails off, right? And I said, in my head, I said, man, we live in a world to where I don't know if people appreciate what things produce. In my whole life, the only advantage that I've ever had as a person, I've never been the most talented, never been the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, even though I was a four-sport athlete my whole life, at the top of every sport that I've ever played, I was never the most talented. I was never the fastest guy, never the strongest guy. I've always been a small guy my whole life. I was that guy who would show up and they knew that I was the guy that played football. They knew behind the jersey I was probably number 3 or number 29 in college. But when I would show up on the scene, I would always get the reaction, this is the guy? Because I was small. I didn't even look the part.
The easy route never pays well. The only route in life that pays well is the hard route, the struggle, the pain, the frustration, and the overcoming of those things. And not only do they pay, they fulfill you as well. Because it shows the people around you. It shows your kids, it shows your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your community, what is possible. And there's nobility in you. You have to learn to become aware of the two voices that you have and everybody has in their head. One is the bitch voice. That's the voice that talks you out of all the things that you should do.
But the only thing I've always had, my only advantage was I wasn't afraid of hard work. But most importantly, I knew what I represented. And so by knowing what I represented, my commitment, my dedication, and my perfection to my craft and what I represented, it was always on another level. And so now when guys did 10 sprints, I did 30. Because I knew I was working for something greater than myself, and what I represented was always greater than myself. And for example, 2 weeks ago, I was with a kid downtown Atlanta. And I took him downtown, and me and my wife, we have a foundation. It's where we work with homeless shelters. We've adopted 3, right? And we work with kids, teenagers, right? We take them, we put them in uncomfortable situations, and we challenge their perspective and their thought process about life. So it was this 15-year-old kid. He had been acting up in school, giving his mom problems. He hadn't seen his father since he was born, basically. And I take him downtown Atlanta, and I take him right under a bridge. And so now you got Turner Field, you got where the Falcons play, where the Hawks play, you got the world of Coca-Cola, you got a jail, you got these successful companies, you got people going to work, got the briefcases, doing their thing, you got life happening. And then you got under a bridge, you got a gentleman, a grown man, sound asleep, cardboard box, sleeping, as if bed, sleep. And I looked at the kid and I said, do you think he planned to be there? I said, do you think when he got of age at a certain point in his life, do you think he said, man, you know, one day I'll probably be sleeping under a bridge on a cardboard box? The kid said, no. I said, what do you think happened? The kid said, I don't know. What do you think happened? He said, I think life happened.
You're not supposed to worry about your future. I know that seems difficult, especially for young people, but the thing that I began to really master is not to worry about tomorrow. There's absolutely nothing you can do about tomorrow, nothing. You don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know how it's gonna go. When you put worry into tomorrow, you're putting a burden on yourself that you're not built to carry. God designed us to live today. Lord's Prayer says, give us this day our daily bread. And I ask you nothing about tomorrow, because he wants us to live in today. As a matter of fact, living in today is plenty enough. He broke it down into two pieces. He got the daytime and he got the nighttime. The daytime you put in all your work, and at night you rest. That's your day.
You feel so lost. You feel alone. You feel ashamed. You're concerned about what people are thinking about you right now. You feel that you have no way out. You feel that you can't go on. This idea that you have of yourself makes you feel that you're not alive anymore. It's like walking the earth with no sense of knowing your truth. The mistakes that you've made in your life, you feel that you can't come back from it. But I'm here to let you know, it's just not your time yet to get to the best level in your life. It's not your time yet to have that success story.
If you worry about tomorrow, it accomplishes nothing. You know how many times I've worried about tomorrow, and then when I got there, tomorrow was completely different than I thought it was going to be? And all of that worrying was for nothing. All of that. I was worrying, man, if I don't get this job tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I got there and I didn't get the job. What was the worrying for? Or I got the job. What was the worrying for? Now, the only way to accomplish that is you really got to get into your faith. And if you're not a faith-based person, this thing called life's gonna be really, really difficult. It's already difficult, but you ain't got no God. You don't use prayer. Man, you're in a world of trouble, man. Like, I have a great life, man, because I don't really worry about too much. I got a lot of challenges, and I haven't always been this way now, you know what I mean? I used to worry about tomorrow, I used to worry myself to death. I don't care.
Who says that you can't struggle a little bit? Who says that you can't stumble? Do you realize your best stories are the ones that you triumph from? Do you realize that the times that you're falling down and having the ability to get up is the best time to celebrate? Because that's when you know there is something good about you, there's something special about you, there's something unique about you. I'm gonna lose some battles, but I'm not done. I'm gonna get pushed back a few times, but I'm not done. This is an opportunity for me to get stronger, to get better, to recognize that I do have work to do, because I am a work in progress. And as long as I'm living, I'm progressing in this world. As long as you're living, you are progressing in this world.